Energy prices here are about 20% less than they are in Asia. This is one of the few areas where we are truly competitive. And unless we're careful, we could inverse that equation. Unless we're careful, that pipeline, which we're discussing today, could go west to Vancouver in order to take that petroleum to Asia. And that would make manufacturing in Asia even more of a challenge for our competition here in the United States, because it could inverse that equation and make energy cheaper in Asia than it is in the United States. When we reflect on this, I think we should think about the multiplier effect that dollars earned in the Northern Hemisphere and staying in the Northern Hemisphere have in supporting additional jobs and adding to our tax base, because the studies also show that because of most of what Canada purchases, they don't do a lot of manufacturing. 85% of what we spend in Canada comes back to the United States and our economy. And so as we consider purchasing this oil from Canada rather than our reliance on Middle East or Venezuelan oil, this is another consideration. This pipeline is 875 miles from Canada through Montana, South Dakota, Nebraska. It's going to allow, if we can do it, delivery of 830,000 barrels per day of crude oil to American refineries. It's going to create jobs. And you've seen various estimates from a high of 200,000 to a low of 20,000. I think the best estimate is it's about 130,000 jobs that would be created from the studies I've seen. But I'm going to return to that argument that it's going to enhance our national security. All 24 of the majority members of the full House Foreign Affairs Committee wrote to the President last month, and here's the argument we made. By providing secure access to petroleum from Canada, we would reduce our reliance on energy imports from countries in the OPEC cartel. The U.S. would be less vulnerable to political and security-related disruptions of our energy supply. Further hesitation in approving Keystone XL would not only ensure higher economic costs, but enhance the fortunes of economic rivals as Chinese state-owned oil companies and others race to secure permanent access to North American energy sources. The role of the State Department in the approval process is to determine that the border crossing and its resulting conditions would serve the national interest. The State Department's draft supplemental environmental impact statement on Keystone Pipeline could not assert that there was an environmental reason to not approve the pipeline. Since there are clear economic and national security reasons to support Keystone, the only rational move for the administration to make is to go ahead and approve the pipeline. It is squarely in our national interest to do so. The State Department's draft statement becomes final on April 14th, and after that, the administration should be out of excuses to delay approving this pipeline. They must not come up with new excuses. The time, I think, Mr. Chairman, for approval is now, and I appreciate your yielding me the time.